Believe it or not, this match is happening, and it's about time. This has been requested by you guys. Wow. Probably 17, maybe even 18 times. Close to 23. Close to 23 times. Kevin Levrone, 1992, and Chris Bumstead. And I selected the 2020 Olympia version of him. Look at his little hair there. He looks like Flash? The Flash? Did he have little wings on his hair? At any rate, I know what you guys are saying. You guys are saying that Kevin Levrone back in 1992 was slender enough to be the classic physique champion nowadays. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he would make weight or not. He's a little bit shorter than Bumstead. Let us begin this one, this prized matchup. You guys have wanted this one, like I said, 17, 18, 20, close to 23 times. Requested. Thought Kevin Levrone was going to destroy Bumstead in the size, but he was very lean back in the day. Lag for lag, Levrone. Look at the size of his quads. In particular, earlier on in his career, the lag size may have stayed the same over the years, but his upper body grew, so in proportions, his legs were better back then. Arm for arm, I would give it to Levrone as well. Now, when you look at the torso heap, Bumstead, he's awesome. He's awesome. And these two guys, structurally speaking, very similar. Like I said, Bumstead has a couple of inches. I don't know how many. Maybe 3 inches on Levrone. Levrone might be 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". Close, anyway. Go through these shots, and you guys wanted 92. There was no front lat spreads, really, the on-stage ones. Kevin looks big. He looks thick, powerful quads. Look at that. I think his quads might even have been bigger earlier on in his career. He is slightly unsymmetrical, is Kevin Levrone. And that basically stayed the same throughout his entire career in this shot. All of the other shots, front double, things of that nature, all very symmetrical. I mean, perfectly proportioned. Each side was exactly the same. Like Bumstead. Look at that. Mirror image. I'm telling you right now, you take a mirror, put it on one side, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference from the real thing. Maybe if he had a mole or something on one side, you'd be able to see the difference. But anyway. Go to the side shots. I gotta say, this Kevin Levrone, he may have been born at the wrong time. He may have been a shoo-in for a classic physique champion. I mean, he looks a whole lot better, aesthetically speaking, than Bumstead. But I guess that is a personal preference. But I mean, look how full the arms are, the biceps. Look at how round, perfectly round those delts are. And he gets a little criticized, does Chris Bumstead, about his delts. But I'm not pointing the finger. I'm just saying I like the look. And the wheels, look at the detail. For Kevin Levrone, he was awesome. I loved the older version, or the younger version, ironically. Side tricep is the same thing. He looks like a Greek god. This was, one of those, what do they call it? The sex men, the Chippendales. They walk out with the great big chests, and they. Well, I don't look at the Chippendales, but you know what I'm saying, guys. They're buff, and they looked aesthetically pleasing, and that is what Kevin Levrone brings here. And Bumstead, up there in Canada, they don't do the Chippendale thing too much. So, you can win bodybuilding competitions, but you don't look as aesthetic as the dudes. The punch, put money down my pants, ladies, and even some guys. Do. Go for the back shots. It's Friday, guys. I'm getting a little bit ridiculous here. The angle is a little bit off for Levrone, but you can see that he has pretty much identical back development. Maybe bigger if the camera angles were showing us that. You look at the glutes, might be slightly tighter for Bumstead, but that's a debate. Now, when you look at the hamstrings, Kevin Levrone, all day long, all day, strong. Look at the conditioning of those hamstrings. They didn't really flex the glutes, food for thought. Now, the rear double bi, Kevin Levrone, I don't like the way he's snapping it. He's holding his back up too tall. He's holding his delts too close together. Whereas Bumstead, he's leaning back, and it creates for some nice lat insertions. Made them about the same height here. Could even have made Kevin Levrone a little bit taller. His legs are a little bit straighter, I can imagine. Hamstring development again, guys. Look at that. Build. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time. I did that in my last video. I don't know if any of you guys know what that was from. Inspector Gadget. Remember? Inspector Gadget? You guys don't remember that cartoon? But anyway. Here's another angle. If anybody was to question the picture quality of the 1992, this is a good, clean shot. It's a side angle, of course, which doesn't make sense. But you can see that deep condition, the inner hamstrings. Look at that. Is that a thing? An inner hamstring? Anyway, he's beating Bumstead in that aspect. And you can see here he's holding his back up straighter. Bumstead's leaning way back. Look at Bumstead's face. He looks like an angler. You guys know what an angler is? It's a fisherman. He looks like an angler. He has that face like, ooh, I got a trout. Or I got a bass. Or whatever they got up there in Canada. Maybe sturgeon. Sturgeon. He looks like an angler with a sturgeon on that hook. Abs and thigh. And both studs hitting this pose pretty good. Pretty similar. I love this comparison. Both guys look tremendous. Bumstead in the upper body might give him an edge on that. But the lower half, the way Kevin Levrone, I want to call him Chris Levrone. Kevin Levrone, the way his legs are being displayed, it's unorthodox, but I like it. It's Tom Platz-like. And Tom Platz used to kind of hold his leg like that. He does have huge wheels, does Kevin Levrone. And look at those abs. Just as peeled. It looks like you take a towel and you just sing it, ring it, try to get all the liquid out of it. That's these two guys. Because I love you guys, I'm going to show you this one here. Couldn't find a double overhead abs and thigh for Kevin Levrone. But this was a year earlier. And look how much bigger. Little bit softer. I have to say, I took the T out because T is a hard letter. It's soft. It's so soft, it's soft. And he does look good. Aesthetically speaking, he does look good, but obviously Bumstead's conditioning far better here, and this was probably before Levrone really got used to getting dialed in for a competition. 1991, so in 1992, boom. Superset Man, boom. Copyright, boom. Most muscular, and he is just dehydrated. He's wringing dry instead of wringing wet. This is a photo shoot. Don't like to use them. Don't like to end it off with this either. But Kevin Levrone, in my opinion, is more aesthetically pleasing. He's more muscular. But at the end of the day, and this should always be said with these types of comparisons, Chris Bumstead has to lose a certain amount of weight, or he has to make a certain amount, or he has to make a weight. And Kevin Levrone, if he had to make that weight, might not look as good. Although he was not that heavy back then, so how much weight he would have had to lose is of some debate. Anyway, in my opinion, this is your winner of this competition. Kevin Levrone, 1992, keep that in mind. He may have come close to making weight of men's classic. Not exactly sure how tall Levrone was. I mean, at the very least, he was 5'8 plus. But at the most, he could have been, 5'10", 5'11". He was probably 5'9 and a half. I don't know. Close to Ronnie Coleman's height. But man, oh man, back in 1992, my favorite, a lot of people say 97, 96, 95 even, or even later. He was massive. But for me, I think 1992 was your best bang for your buck. I mean, pound for pound. The guy, obviously, his wheels were in check, but even in the upper body, might not have been as massive, but he was so striated. You can see every individual striation. Just as crisp, he was mint, is what he was. Hit thumbs up on the video, guys. That's your fan-requested Friday matchup, and as always, I'm going to make this deal with you guys. Get this video up to 800 thumbs ups, and I will play all of the requests that were put out. All of the other options for your fan requested Friday lineup. So you get all of those extra videos played. A lot of good ones there, guys. A lot of good ones. And I mean, there was well over 1,000 votes. So everybody that voted should want to see them played. So hit thumbs ups, guys. And 800, I'll do all of the rest of them. Have a great day.